What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Wavy, and this is going to be my top 5 best builds at the guard position. All of them are going to be at the point guard position, so let's go ahead and get right into this video. It's going to be a long one. Sit back, relax, and let's get it. Now, at number 5, I went with a pure sharpshooter as a point guard. Now, you're going to go ahead and choose the pure shooting pie chart because that's what a pure sharpshooter has. Clearly, speed pie chart at the very top. Go ahead and max your shooting. This build is absolutely crazy. Now on the post fade, you want to take it down just a little bit so you can get 30, and then just watch the rest that I do. Max pass accuracy, and then ball handle, and then go down to defense. Now I like more defense on my sharpshooter because I would rather not have a very good inside than not have good defense. I like defense more because clearly I'm not going to be going in as a sharpshooter that much anyway. Now you can ISO with this build or you can use screens, either one. I personally ISO'd with it, but mine got deleted, so now I don't have a sharp anymore. Now you see me playing around with the stuff. I took my dunk down a little bit, and then I took my layup down a little bit to try to get more playmaking, but once I got to 10, I just went ahead and added it back up. Now this is the final stats. Now you can go with any body type you want. I personally like built the most, but like I said, you can go with anything you want. I chose my sharpshooter to be at 6'4", lowest weight, lowest wingspan. All you want to do is green and play defense, and then I chose the sharpshooting takeover, of course. With that takeover, you can green like 80%, 100% shots, so that takeover is pretty OP. Most people just don't know how to use it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the badges for y'all real quick. Simple and easy badges with this sharp. Go ahead and max that out. This is just the tester, so you can't get to 99. Some people have been asking me that. Fancy footwork, and I accidentally hit that right there. Shooting, go ahead and put on catch and shoot Hall of Fame, dead eye Hall of Fame, quick draw Hall of Fame, hot start Hall of Fame, range extender, hot zone hunter. Now I took off hot start at first because I'm looking at other stuff, so I went to volume and then I put a hot start back on. Now green machine, you only have to have that silver, so you don't have to use that Hall of Fame, but the rest you can throw on Hall of Fame. For this, you don't have much, so go ahead and put on handles for days, quick first step, needle threader, and bailout on silver just in case you're about to take a bad shot and you want to pass out. Those are my playmaking badges. And then for this, clamps gold, intimidator gold. We're going to go ahead and go with pickpocket silver and interceptor silver. Now interceptor, you can put that on gold, but I've seen better results with silver. That's just me though, so it could be different for other people. Now play shot is our 4th build, and we're going to go ahead and put it as the playmaking and shooting pie chart and the speed pie chart. Now I am going a little bit fast, so if you need to pause the video, go ahead. I just had to make sure that the video wasn't like 20 minutes long. I wasn't trying to post that long of a video. Now you see me playing around with the stats. I'm not really going to explain the stats as much this time. You see my ball handle and my shooting and all that's all maxed out. And the only thing I max out for my play shots is the layup and the dunk. That is it. And you see me messing around with a little bit more because I want 10 defensive badges. I like to get as many defensive badges as possible if I'm not going to be a build that's driving in all the time. So you see me messing around. I'm going to take my shooting down to 20 because there's no reason for me to have 22. 5 Hall of Fame is plenty. Now you see that I got up to 10, and I'm going to go ahead and max out my layup again and put one on my close shot. Now I got 51 badges, 10 defense is really good. Like I said, you can go with built or anything else. My preference is built for every build, but I was just clicking on body types because lowest weight, lowest wingspan, and the sharpshooting takeover with that. Now on all of these takeovers, you can choose whatever you want, but this is my preference, so this is what I'm showing y'all exactly how I'd make the build. Now we're gonna go ahead and get straight into the badges coming up right here. Now my shooting badges are gonna be similar for every build because that's just the shooting badges that I rock with, even if they're gold or Hall of Fame or whatever. Fancy footwork, if I have one, it's going on fancy footwork every time. Dead eye Hall of Fame, quick draw Hall of Fame, range extender, hot zone hunter. Green machine is silver, and catch and shoot is silver as well. Like I said, green machine, all you need is silver, so I just throw it on catch and shoot. Catch and shoot is a pretty good badge. When you only have it on bronze and silver, it's pretty good. So now I max out Flare General Dahmer. You can take Dahmer off if you want to, but That's what I run when I'm running with certain players. Sometimes if I'm trying to break angles or something, I use angle breaker. But if you don't have playmaking takeover, there's no reason for angle breaker really. Now, defensive, go ahead and throw on clamps, intimidator, same as last time, and pickpocket as well. Now I'll put this at the number 4 spot because it's playmaking and shooting. I mean, you can't go wrong with playmaking and shooting. Pretty good build. If y'all behind screens, it's really good. But offensive threat is up next. And now you want to go ahead and make sure you choose the shooting and finishing and then the speed pie chart. I was like going through that extra fast. I actually rewinded it for y'all. Offensive threat number 3. Now go ahead and hit that pie chart because I noticed I was going a little bit too fast. I went ahead and go up to the speed. Now here you go. You can actually change this build around a little bit. I've seen a whole lot of variants of this build, different badges and stuff, but this is what I recommend. I had my own offensive threat and I don't think he got as many defensive badges and stuff, but I made it the way that I would want y'all to make it now. That video was older, so if you see that it's different than my old offensive threat, I'm sorry. Pretty much the same thing, just a little bit different stats, a little bit different badges. But y'all see, I just went with that right there. Any body type, like I said before, I chose compact, 6'2", lowest weight and lowest wingspan. Now this is my version of the offensive threat. I know most of them are 6'3", but I like this one. Now you can go with the playmaking sharp or the slash and takeover, but I'd rather have slash and takeover on my offensive threat. Now let's go ahead and test the build and get right into these badges. Once again, this is at the number 3 spot. Offensive threat. Could have put it number 1, but it lacks so much defense that I can't really put it number 1. But offensively, it's really good. Probably one of the best builds in the game offensively, behind screens or ISO. Now, y'all go ahead and slap on those 4 badges. My favorite 4 finishing badges. You already know I'm about to do the same exact thing as I did before with 20 Hall of Fame or 20 shooting badges, and that's what you get. I'm gonna go ahead and go to playmaking. Same thing pretty much, quick first step, and I always run needle threader, unpluckable, and bailout. I love those badges. They're not like for anything fancy or anything, but it gets the job done. And then you see the rest. That's all I'm going with, and that is the offensive threat. Now at number 2, we have 2 different builds. The first one is a pure playmaking slash and playmaker. Now if you made my mid-range playmaker, it's pretty much the same thing. This one just has more finishing. But I put this one in because the mid-range playmaker can finish, but it can't finish as well as this. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. The mid-range playmaker does have better defense, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. This isn't what this is about. So go ahead and do your stats just like mine. Make sure you choose the pure playmaking pie chart and the vertical and speed pie chart right after. Or you can choose the main speed. It don't matter. And then I'll go ahead and go up to 6'5", lowest weight and lowest wingspan on this build. Now this build is crazy. This has been like my main build since 2K first came out, and I love this build. So I'm telling you, I can really recommend this build and the next one as well. I've used every single one of these builds, so this is why I rated them. I'm not going to give you a build that I have not played with. That's why I did not do any small forwards, centers, or guards or anything like that. But contact finisher, fancy footwork, slithery finisher, and giant slayer will be the badges I use. My favorite 4 finishing badges no matter what. Shooting, like I said before, same ones over and over again for my shooting badges. Now, green machine, you can run it gold, or you can just throw on catch and shoot bronze. Either one, don't really matter. And then playmaking. With this build, I am going to throw on silver ankle breaker because I'm going to choose the playmaking takeover with it as well. So I have boosts, unlimited boosts, so when I try to break angles with that takeover, they fall almost every time now. So this is what I run instead of the other badges that y'all seen before. So that's exactly what I run on this build. And then we're just gonna go ahead and get clamps, intimidator, and then go on interceptor, and we can actually take one off and put it on pickpocket if we want. And there you go, there is the pure playmaking slash and playmaker. Now let's get into this other variant. I'm gonna put them at the exact same level, not putting one higher than the other. Go ahead and make sure you pick the playmaking and finishing. This build is OP, I'm telling you. Now for pie chart, you want to choose main speed with this build. Now look at all the badges I get. Just max out everything I'm getting if you are making this build. 22 finishing, you're gonna end up having 12 shooting, and you're gonna have playmaking, you're gonna have 24. So this build is really good. It does lack on defense, but like I said in my actual video where I posted this build, with your height that I'm gonna put you at and your body type, it helps a lot. So you see, I'm gonna put up defensive rebound and go ahead and interior. I just left my steal down because I didn't need it that much. Those are the badges, and y'all see the speed. You will have 99 speed. Built body type 6'6", makes this build OP. Hop steps are crazy. Now go ahead and lower your weight all the way down and your wingspan all the way down as well. Actually, I lied to you. I actually put it up to 82.7 because I wanted to get those extra contact dunks. If I left my wingspan longer, it's easier. And then I selected the slashing takeover. Now, when you get into the badges is when this build gets really OP. This is personally probably, these two builds are like my favorite in the game, even over the #1 spot, but the #1 has better stats. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you these badges. Go ahead and throw on consistent finisher, contact finisher, giant slayer. You want fancy footwork, slithery finisher, and then relentless finisher on silver. I'm telling you, these badges are OP. They will get you to the rim almost every time, and you will finish. Now for shooting, you have 12, so I'm gonna go ahead and put range extender, gold, or quick draw, gold, and range extender. Not always my main, but I'll go ahead and throw on catch and shoot and green machine and hot zone hunter as well. Now catch and shoot, I only throw it on bronze or silver. I would not put it on anything higher than that unless I had a pure sharp. Now this is where the build actually gets really interesting. You have the Hall of Fame playmaking as well. You're super quick. You end up getting a 99 speed at 99.9. And I'm telling you, the build is crazy, absolutely insane. Y'all have seen it on stream if you watch other videos and streams and stuff. Build goes absolutely crazy. Now go ahead and put on clamps. That is the only thing you need to use because you lack so many defensive badges. Now at the #1 spot, I had to put the two-way slashing playmaker because it has so much defense as well as offense. So go ahead and make sure you choose that pie chart. Now the only reason I put this at #1 is because it is a better build overall if you're looking at stats. Make sure you choose the vertical pie chart and the 94 speed pie chart. Now if you're looking at stats, this build is definitely better because of defense and stuff, but I prefer my slashing playmaker over this. Both versions of my slashing playmaker, they are more fun, but if you're thinking about a comp build, this is a comp build. This is going to be in the #1 spot if you are thinking of a comp build. Now just go ahead and do the exact same thing as me. You see, I'm kind of messing around with stuff because I couldn't really remember, so I took one off my rebound and put it back. Now that is your slashing playmaker, your two-way slashing playmaker right here. You are actually going to get a 99 speed, 99 acceleration, and a 99 vertical with this. 6'5", lowest weight, max wingspan, because on a two-way you always want to have great defense, be able to get them passing lanes. Go ahead and max that wingspan out. You see it takes your 3 down some, but it don't matter. Now you can choose slash and takeover. I went with playmaking takeover because I have unlimited boost, and when I try to snap somebody, they fall. Almost every single time they fall now. So I chose that. Y'all can do what you want. Like I said, takeover is optional just like the body type, but this is what I chose. Now we're going to get into the badges. Like I said, this build has crazy defense as well as offense. You can shoot threes with every single one of these builds. Now this is what I'm going to place on this build. Fancy footwork, giant slayer, slithery finisher, and I'm going to take slithery finisher. Actually, I'm going to take it all the way down to silver, and then I'm going to put contact up, and there you go. Now my shooting, you only have 10, so I'm going to go ahead and quick draw is going to be gold, range extender is gold, and then hot zone hunter and green machine are silver. And that's all you need for shooting. You can shoot really good with this build. I promise you, if you're good at the game, you can shoot with this build. Now go ahead and put on these same badges, and I choose playmaking takeover on this as well. So you're going to notice I put my ankle breaker up. Anytime I choose playmaking takeover, my ankle breaker goes up as well, and this is exactly what I use. Now for defense, go ahead and put them clamps on. Interceptor, you can throw it on Hall of Fame now since you get so much more. Pickpocket, and now this 5th badge, I like to rotate around. I either go rim protector, pogo stick, or chase down artist. You can choose whatever you want. Pogo stick and chase down artist would probably be more recommended, but I like to go rim protector as well and unlock like the crazy animations. But that is my top 5 best builds in NBA 2K20. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you like the builds, and I'm out. Peace.